let me just thank Ray not only for his kind words and thoughtful words, but for his great leadership. And I'm delighted to be here with HUD Regional Administrator David Tilley. David, thank you for being here today. I got to look against Grace Smith back there, who she's very good at keepers. All right. We're also obviously delighted to be with Mayor John Grevy and Mayor James Diosa. They are extraordinary leaders in their communities. They work night and day tireless for the people of Kentucky and Central Falls. Thanks so much. Also good to be with Elizabeth Betty Crowley, my friend Betty, and Laura Briones of the Childhood Lead Action Program, and all of the advocates that are here today. You are really you're the difference. If it was just the public officials trying to get something done, it wouldn't get done. But when you have people who are active and positive and relentless, we can do some things. I want to also thank Carol around housing. Thank you for what you've done, and not only putting this application together, but implementing this application, leading this remediation effort. Thank you so much. I don't have to, I think, debate this with anyone in this room. Every child deserves a healthy home and a healthy start in life. These federal funds will help us do that, and it'll protect the most at-risk children in our state. Lead poisoning is a preventable tragedy, absolutely preventable, and we can do that and give these children a good start. Now, it's simple steps to get it done, but it takes a significant amount of resources and collective determination to trigger those resources, and that's what we hope we're starting today. Lead, we all know, is a known toxin. It has long-term exposure effects. It disrupts learning, cognitive development. It is terrible. And lead paints were recognized way back in 1978 as being a health hazard. They were banned. Unfortunately, there are some older buildings in this vicinity that predate 1978. In fact, 1878. In fact, 1778. And we all know that these old buildings contain lead. I've been doing this now for almost 30 years. And when I first was brought to a house and they, explained to me, how could this be? This is just recently repainted. Come over here. They open the windows, and the old lead paint that had been there for 40, 50 years, little flakes in the air, a fine mist of lead paint, that every time you open these windows, children are breathing in this paint. So we have to do a lot more, and that's what we hope we can do. The other thing we know is the effects are disproportionately shared on low-income families. It's the nature of the issue. Those are the people that are in this housing. Those are the people that can't remediate, don't have the resources, the time, or the effort. And so to have a healthy population, we've got to concentrate. The CDC, the Center for Disease Control, has indicated that there are at least 4 million U.S. households that have high levels of lead. Children who are exposed to lead hazards are 7 times more likely to drop out of school. There goes our workforce. 6 times more likely to end up in the juvenile justice system. There goes the lives of these young children, probably in some cases irreversible. Not only is this the right thing to do from a public health standpoint, this is a smart thing to do from an economic standpoint. Think of all those costs because children are being affected at an early age by lead exposure. Now, I'm the ranking member of the Senate Subcommittee on Transportation, Housing, and Urban Development. And I've worked on a bipartisan basis, strictly bipartisan basis, to make sure that we're putting the resources where we should. Just a few weeks ago, we passed out of the committee the Transportation, Housing, Urban Development Bill, which this year will include over $300 million for Lead Healthy Homes grants. Part of this, $64 million, is a new funding for a program that I developed back in 2019 called the High Impact Neighborhoods Demonstration. And I'm very pleased to see in this competitive program around housing is one of the first recipients, what a coincidence, of these new and I am so pleased that they have it, because they will use it well, but we have to do more. Now also I serve on the subcommittee for the Health, Education, Labor, and Human Services Program. That's where we get CDC involved. CDC program is the only federal initiative that's actually monitoring and surveilling these problems. They're the ones that are drawing the map to where the housing problems are that need to be addressed. This surveillance information is essential for healthcare professionals to tell what population, where, in what zip code, if you will, are these problems most acute. We worked with my colleagues. This year's appropriation, 2020, $35 million for 2019. $35 million, that's up from $2 million in 2011. So we've made real progress. Well, let me just conclude by saying congratulations around housing, all the community partners who work to protect families. This is the right thing to do. This is a smart thing to do. Let's get it done. Thank you.